The first thing is that it speaks to your level of happiness and the amount of options that you have. And not superficially, but in terms of relationships and seeing people, those two look the same. The amount of happiness that you have and the amount of options that you have demonstrates the same behavior, you know? And it demonstrates that you're someone that's wanted by other people. And also it means that you're someone that likes yourself. Either or, whether or not you like yourself or whether or not you're wanted by other people and people find you attractive, they're both equal in the eyes of somebody who's trying to go out with you, you know? And this is why when you try hard, you're pretty much saying two things or three things. One, that you're not happy with yourself. Two, that you don't have options, or both. And it's not that people add it up, you know what I'm saying? But that people sort of have an intuition for that. And that's why developing a meditation practice is so important, because it increases your level of happiness and it increases the amount of the unconscious attractive behavior, if that makes any sense, right? It increases it because you just have more options, or you're happy. When you're happy, you're not anxious. When you're happy, somebody doesn't cause you to start acting out of character. It doesn't cause you to start getting impatient. It doesn't cause you to start making mistakes. You know, when you're happy and have options, you're more stable. For example, when you have options, all of those needy emotions you have get suppressed. You know, because validation suppresses those emotions. But then when you're happy, you don't have those emotions there. So either or, they're both the same behavior. You get what I'm saying? Now, the one where you're validated and as a result, that's why you act confident, that will eventually crumble in the long term, right? But in the short term, within the 5-year range of knowing people, it's actually pretty viable. So that's the thing, right? Is that you act confident with options because it suppresses the negative emotions, consistent validation. But then when you're happy, you don't have those negative emotions suppressed, so you start acting attractive. And as a result, you don't try hard. You know, you don't try hard. The next thing is that there's no change in sudden behavior. Usually people start off with an act. And once they sense that you like them back, they start acting how they usually are. And that tends to catch people by surprise, right? And it's actually a turnoff. You kind of could feel that you were acting the whole time. When all of a sudden, once I start liking you, you start acting, you start giving the psycho fucking looks, right? You start acting in a needy way, and you're not acting out of feedback. You're just, you were waiting for that moment to release those emotions, and you're not really thinking about the person. You're just thinking about, how can I release these emotions? You're not thinking about how to give them an experience, right? The next thing is that it communicates strength, right? It communicates strength simply because the way that you behave when you really like someone is a reflection of how you've been treated before. If you had the bad luck to not get the love, the affection that you give in return, if you had that bad luck, it'll be communicated in how you treat people when you really like them, right? You've associated anxiety and rejection, and so as a result, your nonverbal cues are going to be showing nervousness. And this is the thing, is that especially when you go from acting confident, and once you like them and once you want something with them, you start acting really needy, and in your eyes, you're trying to be real. But the problem is that you don't notice how overwhelming it is for some people. You know, it feels too overwhelming. And people unconsciously do not want to be with someone who other people don't want. People unconsciously do not want to be with someone who other people look down on. You unconsciously do not want to be with someone who you know could, like, I'm not trying to say that not being wanted by someone is a bad thing, you know, because we all have that. But there is a bad taste in the mouth that it leaves whenever we know that you have begged in the past, whenever you have lowered yourself for the sake of somebody's validation, right? It's kind of similar to that. You're like, if you got that low just to try to get someone, right? And you were that needy, why should I pursue you as a result? And I know it sounds superficially, right? But that's how humans think. It's like how people, when somebody sees you having friends, they're going to be more likely to be your friend simply because other people want you. It's called the pre-selection. So when you communicate to people that you've been rejected, that you were the one that wanted something and the other person didn't want it, if you communicate that through your behavior, and when I mean your behavior, meaning that there's a try hard aspect to you. You give too many gifts too fast, too soon. You're way too thoughtful in your gift, right? You give your eye contact is too intense. You open up a little bit too fast and with too much intensity. Those things communicate that maybe you have had some bad luck in your dating life. And there's nothing wrong with having the bad luck. The problem is that when it shows in your face, that's the issue. It's not that you have had a bad past. It's that it still shows in your face and you're not over it. And it leaves a stench. It's like a stench, like you smoking weed and you're walking down the street, right? And you still smell like weed. Right? Oh, that sounds very specific, Alexis. It's kind of like that, right? But that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with being rejected. There's nothing wrong with being played. The key is to get over it. Is to have the mental faculties and the emotional strength to get over it. But when people sense that you're still not over it, and you could tell in the eyes, and you could tell in desperate behavior, because that's what it is being scarred by being rejected by someone that you like, people don't want that. So I don't want to communicate to you guys that having, failed relationships is a bad thing. There's nothing wrong, man. I get played too, man. Come on, man. But how long does it linger? Are you still over them? How long does it take you to learn your lesson? Those things matter. And people who who try hard tend to communicate that. But then when you don't try hard, what you're communicating is that you've had an easy time in your dating life, or that you have the emotional faculties, the emotional strength, the emotional immune system to be able to get through toxic people, bad relationships, and still come out on top and still feel confident about yourself. That's why you want to be able to develop an emotional resilience, so that you could show people that you have that ability to go through stages in life and go through those stages smoothly without looking back. That's why God said, if you look back, you'll turn salty, right? Told Lot, motherfucker, don't look back. Don't be salty. Keep looking forward, And this is why developing a meditation practice is so powerful. Because when you develop a meditation practice, you won't try hard. You already have everything that you need. You are your own ecosystem of positive emotions. You yourself, your own presence makes you feel good. And the reason why is because you're connected to your body. When you develop a meditation practice, you're connected to your body. And because of that, you derive more pleasure out of experiencing your senses. Breathing creates happiness. Feeling something in your hand feels happiness. Hearing something feels happiness. And the reason why is because you're connected to your body. You're observing your breath and you're developing a deeper mind-body connection. And this causes your senses to give you happiness. Just your senses makes you happy. When in the past you needed somebody's validation to make you happy, and as a result, your behavior will show that you don't like yourself, that you've been rejected, that you've had a bad past, and there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that when it shows in the face, that's a problem. You got to heal from that for it not to affect other people. You know what I'm saying? Is that it increases and it kind of cleans out whatever energy that you have. In other words, if you have a natural feminine energy, it'll radiate your feminine energy. If you're a woman, it'll radiate your feminine energy. If you're a man, it'll radiate as masculine energy. And this is why. Insecurity is what gets in the way in you expressing your true self. And usually, your true self, all the time, your true self is your masculine and the feminine. You have a certain amount of masculine energy and feminine energy, at least even at a chemical, even at a neurological level, what do you call, not chemical level, what do you call that? Even at the level of the body, you have a certain amount of masculine and feminine energy, right? Hormones per se. And what you want to be able to do is not change that. It's just express it. Why? Because everything is beautiful in its own light. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to try to make your masculine or feminine energy come out. All you have to do is just feel secure within yourself. And the feminine and the masculine is going to come out. So when you stop trying, which is a reflection of insecurity, you tend to express a natural, beautiful energy. So me, if I'm dating a girl and I don't try hard, my relaxed energy, and that don't mean I'm not going to chase her. I'm definitely gonna chase her, but I'm also reacting to her. And if you don't reciprocate my energy, I'm not gonna over pursue it. And so that relaxed nature it radiates as masculine energy. And a woman will assume and think and say, "Wow, that this guy has a very confident masculine energy." But when a woman does it, also, it radiates her feminine energy, because the masculine, or the not needing it and not trying hard, it does radiate a certain level of masculine energy in terms of strength. Like it certainly does. Like, it's self-constraint, and usually that's a man type of thing. And this masculine energy will complement a woman's feminine energy, you know? And the feminine energy in a man complements his masculine energy. It cannot, it's a painting with two colors, you know, and both have to complement each other. And this is the power of not trying hard, is that it literally cleans out your energy, and it'll radiate as confident, and people will gravitate to that, because people gravitate towards people who are unrepressed and who express their true nature. Anyways, I hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to work with Father Alex one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org. All right, guys, we're gonna have a brief intermission so that I could tell you guys about our new bundle that we're doing, where you guys can purchase all of my courses and get it at a discount. So this bundle is pretty much the bundle where you could just buy all of my courses. You could buy Nice Guy, which is a training course on how to come across more assertive, how to come across more confident, how to not give off nice guy vibes. You guys can get access to Dark Game, which is my full dating course on how to meet women in different scenarios, how to attract women, how to make sure you don't come across as creepy, and essentially how to act like a man and not act like a doofus, to be quite honest with you. And you get all of these bonuses, which is the bonuses of Dark Game, the bonuses of Practical Mastery, which is about how to master a skill, Social Mastery, which is how to master your social life, and the Laws of Human Nature, which is a book club videos that I had dissecting Robert Greene's book. All of this is naturally at around naturally is at $346, but you guys can purchase this bundle and get it at what's the price again? Get it at $238 pretty much. So you guys can purchase it right now. It's a money back 30-day money back guarantee. It's a good way to, rather than just buying them individually and paying extra, you guys can just purchase everything at a discount price. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I'm giving you a lot of information at the same time. That makes me kind of scared, because a lot of times people don't do the things that I teach when you get too much information. But I've gotten too many requests to do this, so I'm just satisfying you guys. Purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle. All right, let's continue with the video.